Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray that everyone is having a beautiful, blessed Friday. We made it. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. If you have not said it already, let's say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. That's all we need to say. That's the first thing we should be saying when we open our eyes up to another day, because it's a blessing to be alive. Some people didn't wake up this morning. But I wanted to hop on here real quick, of course. I want to read scripture on let's see, Psalm 71, verses 5 through 8. Um, actually, 5 through 9. So it reads, "For you have been my hope, O sovereign Lord, my confidence since my youth. From birth, I have relied on you. You brought me forth from my mother's womb. I will ever praise you. I have become like a portent to many, but you are my strong refuge. My mouth is filled with your praise, declaring your splendor all day long. Do not cast me away when I am old. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone. For my enemies speak against me. Those who wait to kill me conspire together." So I've read Psalm 71, verses 5 through 10. And I'm reading out of this is the Disciple Study Bible. So anyway, I wanted to hop on here real quick and just, like I said, I try not to be too long, but I wanted to just briefly talk about how deep is your trauma. You know, a lot of us, well, I speak for myself, you know, I've been through a lot, you know, we've been through a lot, you know, and I'm 51 years old now. And sometimes I just think about all the stuff that God has brought me through. And even when I was not walking with him, even when I was not speaking of him, he still kept me, you know, he still was faithful. And you know, it's Bible, you know, he will never leave us nor forsake us. And even when we out in the world doing all this stuff, sleeping around, drugging, I never did drugs, but I was around people who did it. I never drank, but I was around people who did it. But I was doing other stuff, you know, so no, one sin is not greater than the other. But I was right in the midst of all of that, you know, it was wrong. All of it was wrong. But my point is, you know, how deep is your trauma? You know, stuff that you've gone through, stuff that the enemy has tried to take you out of this world with. You know, I can just think right away, you know, I've had car accidents that I should not ever even been alive, you know, been pulled out of the car. I should have been dead. The one that happened in 1991, right? I shared that when I graduated from high school. Just a few weeks later, after I graduated, you know, we were on our way. My mom was taking me, all of us was in the car, me, my brother, sister, and my cousin from Georgia. We were all going, she was taking me to the community college there in Tennessee to get signed up for school, you know, school. Never made it because someone hit us head on. And like I said, all of us could have died right there. And a lot of our family members, you know, they thought we were dead. They came out the woodworks, you know, because they were like, you know, because it was on the news. And it was terrible. It was terrible. And my stepdad was the only one that was not with us. So it was our whole family without him. He was at work that day. But we were having such a good time that day, and then that happened. And then I think about the other car accident I had in 99. So 1991, 1999. Then I've had, you know, where I've been molested. That happened years ago when I was like a pre-teenager. You know, that was from a family members, because it was a female and a male. And you know, I think about that, you know. And then there were other times where it seemed like things should have happened, but God didn't allow them to happen. Because you know how you're around certain family members and they saying weird stuff to you. You know, you're like, what? You know, aren't we family? You know, but it's a compliment, but it's like, it's a weird compliment. And it should not even be said. But one thing my late husband used to say to me all the time, and I think I shared this before, he would always say, he would say incest fest. And, we'll just laugh about it. And, we all know what incest means. And it wasn't making fun of that, because some people, that they've been introduced to that, and it, of course, that's not funny. But we weren't laughing at, he was talking, we were laughing about the fact, because what different ones in the family would say. And so he'll just joke about it, like, that's incest fest, and we'll just laugh. And to my knowledge, we don't have any of that in our family, to my knowledge. But and I'd be like, what are you talking about? But he was right. He was right, because, and I'm sure it's not just our families, other families too, but it's a lot of questionable stuff that's said and done. And it's like, I thought we were family, why are we, why are you saying it to that woman? Why are you saying it to that little girl? Ain't we family? Ain't you her uncle? Ain't you her cousin? Just sort of strange, But that's just how the enemy does, when we're not walking with God and we're not living the way we're supposed to live, we are open portals. We open portals to hell. And that's how this stuff comes into play, And it's, we laugh about it at family reunions and stuff like that, but it's really not funny. It's really sad. And these people that's doing this in these families, they need to be prayed upon. They need to be prayed over. Oil need to be anointed on them, because, that's not funny at all. And, it makes you think, if you could, would you do something? That's your family member. It makes you wonder, it's questionable. But again, I've had a lot of trauma. I've had with witchcraft knowingly. I found out witchcraft was being a sin against me and my children after we moved here. I sort of figured it, but I wasn't for sure. And then, it was confirmed. God had already told me through a dream, but I kept on talking to these particular family members, and he said, leave them alone. I'm gonna deal with them, but that's trauma. People wishing you bad. People wanting you. They don't want you to die, but they want you to suffer. They want you to be in such a state where you can't even, you're almost smothered. You can't even function, or if you can't, they can't get you to come back to where they at. So I don't want them to do no good. I want them to just be miserable, and I want them to get sick. And there was a family member that had said, I had heard, they didn't say it directly to me, but I had heard, and I'm just trying to help somebody, because you better be aware of this stuff. This stuff is real. The enemy is real. But God is real too, but the enemy is real, and we don't realize a lot of times how we are right around evil and don't even realize it. And I'm talking about family. I'm not talking about no co-workers. I ain't talking about no neighbors. I'm talking about family, people that you've been around for years. You've been eating ribs with, fish sandwiches, kiki kin with them on holidays, electric sliding with. They don't like themselves, and they sure don't like you. And so you just better be mindful. You better go to God in prayer and ask him to reveal to you things that you do not know. Because this is real out here, y'all. It's real. It's real. But anyway, going back to the family member had said about me, in which I forgave her, because, I'm like, I forgive you. But God, he told me, I said, I'll take care of them. You just keep doing what I'm telling you to do in Colorado. But sometimes people can get so upset with you and so angry with you because they can no longer, control you or control a narrative over your life. So they just start saying stuff, spewing stuff, evil. And a lot of them, I don't even think they realize the full effect that it has, because what comes up comes out. And when you saying evil stuff, that's witchcraft. That's a form of witchcraft. When you saying evil stuff over somebody's life, when you saying, I wish they, the person had said about me, basically they said, she gonna end up on they're talking about me, saying I'm gonna end up on the street, and I'm gonna end up homeless, and I'm gonna end up on drugs. I never did drugs a day in my life. Never wanted to. Never wanted to. And I continuously pray for people who are addicted to them, and who have been introduced to that, by way of whatever. But I'm talking about myself. I've never had any urge to do any drugs. And I said, all that this person ever knew about me in the past, You know, I've been in church. I wasn't being real a lot of the times, but you know, I was doing my best, like we all are down here, striving to be who God created us to be. But I'm like, why would you say that? You know, that is so hateful. But I was like, you know, it's okay. And it was hurtful to hear it. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. Because I understand the where it's coming from. It's not even coming from them. It's coming from the enemy using them. So I said, I forgive them, and I just keep my distance, you know. But again, that's dangerous. You know, that's trauma too, because when people are wishing you bad and they don't want you to succeed and they don't want you to prosper, that's a form of witchcraft. Look it up. And like I said, you know, sometimes people joke and say, you know, say little sly stuff, but you know, you better be listening. You better be paying attention to what they saying to you. And like I said, a lot of are saying over your life, but a lot of times, and another thing I never forget, I was going to visit a family member in Tennessee. This was way before my late husband passed away, everything. But I had knocked on their door, and I went on in. The big door was open, but it was a screen door. I just went on in the house, you know, because the door was open, and just visiting like I always do. And they said, family member said to me, said, "Speak of the devil," and the devil show up. So I was like, wow, you know, the devil, calling me the devil? You know, I'm the person who praying for all of y'all, you know, and not saying I'm better than them, but I'm just like, I'm the one who love y'all probably more than you love yourself. You know, I'm always trying to make sure you're good and what you need, you know, what you want. Can I go do something for you? If I ain't got much money, let me try to see, can I come over and talk with you, you know. So that was trauma for me, you know. That kind of hurt my feelings, because the Lord had revealed to me, you know, these people that you so deeply care so much about, they don't care nothing about you. And so that's case in point, that's why we're no longer there. You know, I endured a lot of trauma back in Tennessee, and I don't even think I realized to the full extent of it. You know, there was a lot of trauma, and like I said, this is from family. It wasn't no friends, it wasn't no coworkers. This was family. And so, but like I said, I forgave them. I left them back in 2024. This is a new year right here. This restoration year for me and my children. But I like to come on here and share things that will help somebody else, the things that God has allowed me to go through, because you know, the things that we go through, they're not just for us. It's for us to share with other people, and it's for us to remind us, you know, of God's goodness, grace, and mercy. But it's also to help somebody else, because you know, you can encourage somebody else. Somebody else could be going through that, and you can be an encouragement, because they say, well, they could look at you and see that you came out, and they say, well, I'm gonna be okay too. God gonna help me too, because what God has done for somebody else, He'll do it for you. So, you know, again, the molestation, you know, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but you know, stuff like that has happened to you, and all of that trauma. When I got electrocuted when I was young, when my aunt wasn't watching me, you know, even when my biological dad wasn't in my life, that was trauma. I mean, a lot of stuff, you know. When I dated, one of the guys I dated felt like he was gonna take my life, because seemed like he was trying to kill me, you know, trying to run me off the road and threaten me and busted windows out my car because I didn't want to no longer be with him. That's trauma. That's trauma. And I'll never forget, one of my family members, a male, he said he lives in another state, but he said, what you out here doing in Tennessee to these men? Said, what they after you, and they trying to bust your windows out, and I laughed, because I was young then and I didn't know any better. But now that I think back on that, nothing was funny about that, because I could have lost my life. I could have been cut up, you know. I thank the Lord. I continue to thank Him. But there was this one particular time I said, Lord, you not only saved me from dying, but you saved me from a lot of evil. Evil was all around me. You know, I've been around some evil people that have had masks on, family, dating, whatever. You know, guys I've dated and didn't even want to know nothing about Jesus. But You know, I was around them and I put myself in harm's way, but God protected me. Those car accidents that should have took me out, I should have died instantly from those car accidents, but I didn't. I didn't. And I'll never forget, I was in the car with one of my older cousins. I was a little younger then, but well, way younger and than I am now. But he was just driving fast, and I was like, I think about that sometimes. But I was like, why was he driving so fast? I mean, it was weird. The enemy's probably was trying to make us have a wreck so he could kill me because he didn't want me to make it to where I'm at today. Because God got great things for me, and I'm ready to receive them. But what I'm saying, it was in the works then. The enemy was trying to do something then. Probably was trying to paralyze me, or I don't know. I don't speak evil stuff, but what I'm saying, it didn't work. That's my point. Because that day I don't even remember where I was in the car with him, but I think it was me and another cousin or something. But he was just showing out. I mean, he was driving so fast, y'all. Like, zipping in and out of the car, like Fast and the Furious, just zipping in and out of cars. And it was just weird because it was like, why are you even doing this? And we were not even on the freeway, interstate. We were like on a regular street. Everybody else going the speed limit, and it was so weird. And we were, I don't know if we were hollering or we were saying stop, but or maybe we were just, frozen out of fear. But that was another thing, and I was like, oh, I don't want to get in the car with him no more. And that was weird. That was weird. That was a form of trauma. And then, just being around people who don't have good intentions over your life. And then the probably, I'll say, the biggest trauma that was induced in my life was when my late husband passed away. That was a really big one, grief. And, that ran pretty deep because, like I said, we sort of I thought that he was going to get better. And, I had already said, we gonna get him back to where he was. And the Lord said, no, you're not, because he's not going to even be here much longer. And like I said, he lived a week after he came home from the hospital. And, that COVID, it really traumatized all of us because, we did not know, had no idea somebody was going to die out of that house. And, I'll never forget, he said to me in the bedroom, he was sitting in the chair and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and he said, I think we got COVID. And I said, you think so? He said, yeah. Because we were sort of in denial. And because, everybody, I felt fine, but I started sort of feeling a little sickly, like my throat was getting a little scratchy, but I was shrugging it off. I was in complete denial, and it hadn't hit his body yet, but he was starting to feel a little different. And he said, and then the kids at that time, I think the kids had already been through their bout with it. But he said, yeah. He said, I think we need to go get tested. And I was like, oh. And so little did I know that was gonna change. It was gonna change some things, from being tested to finding out we had it, and then the aftermath of it. So I feel like, that was not so much traumatized from what I had to deal with, in the process, but traumatized from death, because I had never had to, I've been to many funerals, friends, family, whoever, co-workers, whatever, but not, right in my house. That was very traumatizing. But God helped me and my children get through it. We still here, we still thriving, and nobody but him helped us get through it. And then the other time, traumatization was stemmed from, I shared this before too, that was a form of witchcraft. When I was real little, we lived in the projects, and my mom had got a doll for me. And that doll was just, it was made with evil hands. That's what I think. That's all I can, tell you. But anyway, it caused a lot of evil stuff going on in my bedroom, and I didn't know at the time what was going on. That was traumatizing. And I got rid of that doll. I said, that dog gotta go. It's sort of like an antique dog. I was like, that dog gotta go. Because I don't know what's going on. And to this day, I never told my parents, my mom and my stepdad. I didn't wake them up that night because the bed was shaking. And it was, y'all, that was very traumatizing. And because I think I was probably, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, something like that. But I wanted that dog so bad. That wasn't nothing but the enemy. I wanted that dog so bad. And this old lady, she made dolls. I've shared this before, but I'll give you a little snippet about it. She made dolls in the projects. And, you know, all the little girls wanted dolls. And them dolls, they looked like they were real. You know, like you could tell she took time and they were detailed. And, you know, that doll, it stood up. I still remember how it looked. It stood up. And when it stood up, you know, when you had it standing up, it had the eyes open. And you lay it down, the eyes closed. And I guess, I don't know if they still make dolls like that or not, but it stood about, it's pretty tall. But it was in my bedroom, my closet, you know, standing up over me while I'm asleep, eyes wide open. And that bed, y'all, that bed got to shaking that night. And I didn't know how to rebuke none of that. And I like I said, I got out of the bed because it was shaking like somebody was just literally shaking it. It was just... And I sat in the hallway, and I never, for whatever reason, I did not wake up my mom and my stepdad. They were right there in the room. And I don't know why I didn't wake them up. But it probably would have stopped if I had woke them up. But I was just sitting there like, what's going on? But I know it came from that door. I know it did. I know it did. And the Lord revealed that to me when I got older. He said, that curse has been broken off your life. And see, that's what I'm talking about. I just about begged for that doll. And I forget how much it was or whatever, but everybody, you know, I wanted that lady, she had to have been practicing witchcraft. She had to. And by me purchasing that doll, or I didn't purchase it, my mom or whoever bought it for me, I don't remember because I was little, but I just know it got bought for me. And, you know, by me bringing it into my place of dwelling and into my room, you know, that's how they came upon. And you know, like I said, y'all, witchcraft is real. And when people saying different spells and evil stuff over stuff that they making, and they don't even have to say anything. If they're not in the Lord and they reading demonic stuff and doing demonic stuff and don't believe in Jesus, they, you know, representing the devil, that, you know, that's all attached to whatever you get from them. And that's why we have to be so careful. You know, with the things we purchase. I've shared that before. You know, I'm very mindful now. When I go into Goodwill and I see them little doors, I say, oh, no, you ain't. You ain't coming in my place of living. Because some of them doors remind me of that door. And I'm like, I hurry up and go buy them. But figurines and stuff that look weird, I'm like, you ain't coming home with me. You got to be careful. You have to be careful, y'all. Stuff that looks weird, and they can bring some trauma into your life. And people to this, you know, to this day, got a family member. Well, I'll just say my mom. I don't know, I hadn't, you know, been in her house in a while, but she had a urn, I think, in her home, and I don't think she realized it. And I had told her, I kept looking at it, and I went home and told my late husband, I said, I don't even think she realized what that is. And she, you know, she's just like purchasing stuff at the Goodwill and wherever thrift stores. And I kept looking at that, and I said, do you know what that is? You know, and she told me where she got it from and stuff. And I said, you know, I think that's, you know, if it's not, it really favors one. You know, what you put ashes in, cremate, when you cremate someone, you put ashes in, that's what it resembled really good, really greatly. But she shrugged it off, said, no, that's not what it is. And then, you know, you go over other family members' house, they got these weird statues and stuff hanging on their walls, and some of that stuff is tied to the demonic realm. But like I said, you know, we think we like it. Oh, that's cute, that's pretty, and you don't even realize what you're bringing upon your life. You know, you wonder how come you're itching and you feeling sick and you don't know what's going on. Ooh, my head hurt every time I come home because you got demonic stuff in your house. And that's why you're supposed to pray over whatever you buy and be mindful of what you buy. Don't just be buying stuff. Even the clothes that you wear. You know, we got to be mindful of stuff. Some of this stuff we bring upon this trauma we bring upon ourselves out of ignorance because we just don't know. And sometimes we don't even care. because it looks pretty, it's cute, you know, it's what we want. So hey, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna put it in my house. I'm gonna hang it up in my bedroom. I'm gonna hang it up in my bathroom. And see, you don't invited the enemy into your house willingly. You did that, and then you know, Lord, you brought him in. You opened that portal. You did it. I did it with the door. So again, I can't even remember, but I remember I don't know what I did to that door. That door, I got that door like that room, and I can't remember if I acted like something was wrong with it. I put it in the garbage. I don't forget, but I got it out of that room, and I didn't have nothing else happen after that. But yeah, and I can't remember how long I had that door. Before that happened. I don't think it was long, but like I said, I really believe that's what happened. That door was tied to a demonic. That lady she was old. She was like, I don't even know how old she was because I was young, but I know she was old. And she, like I said, that's all she did. She just made dolls, created dolls and stuff. And the dresses are so pretty and, antique. And like I said, the doll, you could tell she just took time with the doll. But like I said, Lord have mercy. That brought a lot of trauma into my life, a lot. And it wasn't until I got right before my late husband passed away. I think it was before he passed. Yeah, I believe it was before he passed away. And it was revealed to me, the curse is broken. And that was a curse. It was a curse on my life from that doll. Some stuff that I had went through was because of that doll. But not because of the doll, but because of the witchcraft that was on that doll. So like I said, y'all, we got to be mindful. Be mindful what you buying your children. Be mindful of what you buying your grandchildren. All this weird stuff, hair sticking straight up and teeth sticking out and just be mindful, because like I said, it's in plain sight, hidden in plain sight. And I think that's how you say that. But yeah, it's right in front of your face. And like I said, we can't get mad and we can't be upset about stuff that we doing ourselves. And that's why when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Pray about, things, and ask God to reveal things that has happened to you in your life. And he will. And, we got to be mindful. We do. So as always, I pray that this video, you always hear Jesus speaking through me and not just me. I pray you've had the most beautiful, wonderful day in the mighty name of Jesus. I had a really wonderful day today. I always feel like I help patients and I do a good job. I feel good when I clock out because I know that I did my best and God helped me do my best because I couldn't do it without him. So as always, I love you, but remember, Jesus loves you so much more. The best is still yet to come for you and for me. God bless you. God keep you. Thank you for subscribing and for watching these videos. I pray that you are blessed through these videos. And I'm going to respond to some comments. I saw the comments. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and respond, but I got time this weekend. It's supposed to be really cold here in Colorado, so I'm going to rest. And I'll be sharing another video, most likely some more videos this weekend. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all. I pray that I'm a blessing to you all because you all are definitely a blessing to me. Have a beautiful, sweet night, sweet dreams tonight, and may the Lord continue to encamp his holy angels around you and your family both day and night. Bye-bye.